times, particularly kicking with the wind, the ball's getting moved fairly quickly, and that always gives a forward a little bit more of a chance. But I guess at times I was surprised to have a little bit of space to move in.
Gary, do you practice the torpedoes? Did you have them before you came down?
I guess you always get out in the backyard and see how far you can rob a torpedo, and we all love doing it. So.
How big's your backyard?
And can you drop kick a ball? Just as a question.
Well, perhaps, I'm not real sure. Maybe.
Has Earl Spalding's form at centre-half forward been an assistance to you, giving you that dual-prong attack?
Yeah, Earl's been fantastic. I think there's been a couple of crucial players that have hit form at the right time of the year, notably Jamie Dersmer and Earl Spalding, and I guess it's given me a little bit more freedom on the forward line. It's taken a bit of pressure off all the guys down there, and it provides a real viable option.
Gary, in the last quarter, were you picking up David Rhys-Jones on Carlton's forward line, or were you playing a loose man and David Rhys-Jones was picking you up?
Yeah, I think we came to the conclusion three-quarter time that perhaps I'd play a kick behind play, and I think Rhys stayed down their back half as well. So my instructions were just to stay a kick behind to assist the backman if possible, and when we get the chance to attack.
Well, it worked out all right, didn't it? Because the Melbourne forward line was fairly wide open in the last quarter when the ball did come down there.
Yeah, I actually was, I guess Carlton should have had the numbers down there, but a number of times the ball did go down there, and we found the boys, Earl and Mickey Jackson and Dave Williams.
To next week now, okay, it's Hawthorn. There's Chris Mew and probably McGuinness would be the other ones on that half-back line that's going to pick up yourself and Earl Spalding. I mean, how's that going to be different, and what will you be doing differently this week to start thinking about it?
Oh, I guess I've never played in a grand final before, Malcolm, so I'm not sure how I'll feel. I guess we'll just try and stick to the same routine that we have throughout the year, and certainly we get a pretty good match report on our opposition, and I'll be studying that. I went out and watched Carlton and Hawthorn last week and had a bit of a look at their backline setup, but as I said before, with Earl there and myself and perhaps Sean we might be able to work something out.
Gary, you're a little bit of an enigma, in as much as a lot of players always come to the fore when the game is easy and either one, but you seem to be doing all your good work when it's real tough stuff, yet when the team gets in front, you go missing.
Yeah, I guess that's a mental thing, Scotty. It's something I've got to work on, I guess, at the start of the game, and I'm perhaps a little bit more tuned in than, say, we go into half-time, and it's something we've brought up and it's something I've got to work on. But I guess once the team's winning, that's when you should be reaping the benefits of the play of the boys, and I'll certainly try and get a little bit more involved, perhaps.
Well, Gary, thanks for joining us this morning. Can I just ask you one question before you go? There's a picture in the Sunday Press this morning. I haven't got it here, but David Rhys-Jones has got his hand across your face like that. What was he saying?
Oh, he's... I couldn't really say.
Down to see this? Real good. Some people, overwhelmed by the fever, completely immerse themselves in the build-up. It's a sacred Melbourne tradition.
And for me, personally, I love the grand final. I love football very much.
Good luck to Hawthorn too, but Melbourne, I'm sure will be there. It's just Melbourne. Football is just Melbourne.
And as always, the excitement will lead to someone arriving at the gates tomorrow, having left their vehicle's engine running somewhere in the car park. Hard to believe, but it's that sort of day. Peter Mitchell.
And final appears to be a foregone conclusion, with perennial finalist Hawthorn hot favourite to win its third premiership in 6 years when it clashes with the inexperienced Melbourne lineup. But while the Demons don't boast as many big names as the Hawks, the club prides itself on being able to rise to the occasion, and their fans are quietly confident of a huge upset at the MCG.
Many of the Demon supporters who make the pilgrimage to the MCG tomorrow weren't even born when Melbourne last won the flag. That was back in 1964. Not as hard to recall the last time these teams met in the final, last year. Courtesy of Gary Buckenara, the finish was just as dramatic as 24 years ago. However, Demon supporters will spare the agony of that kick. So it's on to tomorrow, the day of the year when the city truly goes football mad. For Melbourne's Andy Lovell, the youngest man on the ground, the pressure of playing in his first grand final hasn't got to him yet.
It's been pretty low key so far. I mean, we haven't really had any any build up much at all. John's trying to keep everybody level headed. So I don't think there's been much pressure on so far.
Alan Joyce will lead Hawthorn for the first time in a grand final and has nothing but admiration for his players.
They've been terribly professional and gone about their task in the manner that is full credit to them. So I just hope that they can do the job as they've done all year and get that reward on Saturday.
Irishman Jim Stynes, who'll carry the ruck burden tomorrow, says last week's victory over Carlton is now ancient history.
We didn't want to get overconfident or, get too taken away with it because we still had this week to contend with. So, I think, it was great coming off the ground, I must admit, but, we got this week.
To go through into a grand final the way they have, but I think they've done an enormous job, and the last two sides are left now in the competition, so it's up for grabs.
Also coaching in his first grand final is Melbourne's John Northey, and although he's outwardly calm, his objective is clear.
It's taken 24 years, of course, to get there, and just because we are in the grand final, we don't want to be known as just Melbourne players who have played in the grand final. We would love to be remembered as premiership players.
All the questions will be answered by the final siren soon after 5 p.m. tomorrow, when only one of these two men will have his dream come true to hold the premiership trophy aloft.
While the Hawks were revving up for their 6th grand final parade in succession, the Demons were in no hurry to join in their first. Relaxation took precedence. John Northey's reasoning is that the Demons have earned the right to do things their way in their own time. It's all part of Northey's plan to keep the players calm, but also motivated through the analogy of the 4-minute mile.
A lot of people believe that could be never broken, and I think a lot of people believe that, this is an impossible task for us. I certainly don't believe that, and neither do the players, I may add.
As for the Hawks, well, it may surprise some that despite the prospect of fronting his 9th grand final, Michael Tuck admits to being nervous.
If you're not nervous before a grand final, I don't think you'd be human. It's just a natural thing. It's a very important game for everybody concerned, so it's only naturally going to get a bit nervous. It just depends how you can control your nerves.
And the players keeping away from caffeine, I hope?
Plenty of coffee, that's about it.
According to Warren Jones, the secret to staying calm is for the players to do the same things tonight they've been doing all year.
If I were to say had a stubby on Friday night, in the home and away games, will do the same thing grand final night.
But Wow says that neither caffeine nor a stubby will get Melbourne up tomorrow. Being a big softy, he'd like Melbourne to win, but he can't find a weakness among 20 Hawks who are fresh and very keen to improve on the return of only 2 wins from the past 5 grand finals.
I think they've got just as much incentive as what Melbourne have to win. And to top that off, they're a fresh side, they're a good side, and they've got the experience behind.